Hey, welcome to the video. Um, Keeping a promise to myself, like the first video I made, where I would regularly post updates on the game. I haven't really worked on it much, so I don't really have a specific thing that I'm going to focus on. So I just thought I'd focus on what the game actually is. This is light fades. In the background, there's gameplay. It's sped up. I think it's like 13 minutes of me playing the game, but it's two times speed, so it's actually going to end up being 6 minutes. I've already started progressing through the game. But to summarize what it is, you play as this red guy, or if you're in a four-player co-op, you might be a yellow, green, or blue, I think, little guy. 1 to 4 player co-op. It's an extraction dungeon crawler, I guess. Your player has health, mana, stamina. Your mana is drained by the torch you have. Darkness kills you, uh, and you basically are going through floors of this dungeon. I just fell down a hole and died. You go through the floors of a dungeon to pick up these special mana items because you're a hunter of you're a wizard. You want to get more powerful and stuff. Um, but it's a dangerous place, and you want these items, some of which you'll recycle because you don't think they're useful, and you'll recycle them to get more mana so that you can keep going through the dungeon. As you can see, I almost got cornered by a zombie there. Um, and you'll progress through upgrading yourself. In some cases, you'll really like the item you have's ability, and you'll use the spell extraction machine in the hub to extract a permanent spell from the item that you can keep reusing. And that's the gist of the game. It's kind of like, I guess, things like Lethal Company and Repo, but the all of the items in the game have some sort of purpose. Some are just for fun, like and some are you'd use to stay alive longer. Like this dice is a great way to keep building up your mana. You press spacebar, it rolls the dice. Or this treasure room key, which is meant to be extremely rare, but I think I get two in this gameplay clip. You get sent to a treasure room for 6 seconds to pick up a whole load of items. There's like a whole host of different items that do different things. I just used I forget what I call it now. I changed the name of it because I was ripping off the name. It was a Kingdom Hearts reference, but it's not anymore. But it basically just brings your shadow to life. That's it. Yeah, but bringing your shadow to life doesn't actually have any benefits. It just kind of animates your shadow walking around. Where there's a pet rock there, and it's kind of useless too. You press spacebar and it hops in the hotbar, so that's cool. But that's pretty much all it does. So there's a lot of items that you will want to recycle, but they still have some sort of you can use them and they do something. That was kind of one of the main things I wanted to do. I wanted every item to do something. You need to get up there, or there's the scream whistle, which every single player will hear when you do that. So if you want to know your friends and you find that, have fun. But the levels are randomly generated, so they're just little mazes. There's a small, medium, and large size as well. So as you progress further, you'll find bigger maps. There's also currently there's 10 different enemy types. I plan to add a lot more. I have at least two more ideas, one of which I've already drawn, um, and I want to add obviously a lot more enemy types. There's 35 unique items so far. Technically 54 if you include being able to extract the spell from an item and that becoming a spell, because the spell itself is technically an item. Um, and then there's 9 trap types as well. You may have seen while walking around there, the little things on the ground, like there's a boot with a little feather coming out of it, or the little like purple and orange, purple and I can't remember what color it is. Depends on which torch color you have. Spiral, which is like a warp trap. The boot with the feathers, obviously a speed one. You can see I speed up. So there's a lot of variation there. I want it to be a fun experience where you're finding new things, and I want it to be difficult as well. So you have a bad run, you're gonna die. You get a good run, you go all the way. That kind of thing. You can see this is a particularly probably the best run I've actually had in the game, to be honest. So you can see I spent a load of mana to upgrade myself, and then I'm also showing off some of the items as you watch, and showing off a lot of enemies because I've actually managed to make it through a good few floors. Balancing is one thing that I want to do a video on whenever I learn more about how it should be done. As you can see, this the second one of these I got, which is, I'm pretty sure it's like a 2% chance. So this is what I mean by saying it's a really good run. I think I went through 10 runs and didn't see any of them. I might scale those odds a bit as well, because I do want. I have different rarities of items. You know, the most common, rare, epic, legendary. So I might make legendaries more rare. Um, Also, as I play this, you'll probably notice a lot of bugs. I don't mean the little parasite thing that just infected my character. I mean, it's a very buggy mess. And I don't know if I would say it's even like a super enjoyable game as it is right now. I need to balance things, make it more fun to play in general. But I do think, and more sound as well. Sound is another thing I want to make a video on. I've added some ambience to the game and different things, but it's lacking in a lot of areas. But yeah, that's what making these videos is for as well. I want some input from people who know what they're doing. Videos of me talking about what I've learned, and I don't know, maybe people can tell me I'm dumb and that I don't actually know anything. That's also the purpose of making these. And I've actually managed to talk for almost the full duration of this. I think this is where I die. This worm thing is kind of like a snake thing, but it goes for me and then I just insta die. I don't think that's meant to happen either, but that's the game. We're gonna fade to black now, but that's light fades. I don't know if I've done a great explanation, and this video, to be honest, is very unscripted. I don't think most of my videos will be like this. I do want specific topics to cover about things I've done in the game, but I told myself that I would try to upload regularly on this channel. So this is me doing that by recording something. And I don't expect this to gain traction or get many views. If it does, holy shit, hello there, subscribe. My game might come out at some point. Who knows? Um, but I'm gonna end the video now because I could just keep talking about and rambling. Like I find it very easy to do. So thank you if you have watched, and hopefully I can make some better videos soon. Bye.